The Mental Mask. Chapter 27. Finally, things are getting interesting. They proceeded further into the house. They entered a room they assumed was a living room. It had a sofa which had so much dust on it, a person could be created out of it. A fireplace in the corner, a desk with a dead plant on top of it. All the other furniture was scattered around the room. In front of the fireplace was an unmistakable, dead body lying on its stomach with a hand on the fireplace, the other laying down at its side. He was a large man wearing a suit and clearly had taken a while to die. Judging from the dust pattern around the room, it also smelled horrible. Estella noticed he had vomited all over the floor before he died. Estella pointed her torch at the head, then worked her way down the body, not fazed in the slightest. She had seen dead bodies before, so didn't really care. She did care about how the body was placed there. It hadn't been there for long, and this was a case she could actually solve. Estella turned to Powder, her brain going into overdrive.
Call the police here. I will inspect the body.
She got her black leather gloves on, getting down, looking at the body.
Victim was male, late 40s, black hair, a large build, 240 pounds, heavy smoker, was married, recently divorced, judging by the ring mark on his hand.
She reached into his back pocket, removing his wallet. She removed a license.
Victim's name is Rodney Jackson. Where have I seen him before? And he is a private investigator.
She laid the wallet neatly down open, trying to think of where she had seen this man before. It was in the back of her mind, but had to make sure. Estella rolled him onto his back carefully, not wanting to disturb the body too much, and immediately recognized him as the man she had seen in the hotel. She still had his card in her pocket. She immediately deduced he must have been working on a case, and the person killed him for getting too close. But how did they do that? She reached into his top pocket, removing his phone.
Clearly got drunk a lot. Indicated by the little scuff marks around the charge port, clearly had shaky hands. You never see marks like these on a sober man's phone. Never see a drunk man without them.
She turned the phone over.
Clearly he was going to get a new phone at some point. Scratches on the screen. He clearly didn't care much for this phone, and why would he? Look at the state of it.
She laid the card and the phone down on the floor. She looked at the man's clothes.
He hasn't been lying here for very long, and yet he's covered in dust, and there are footprints around the room. He was investigating around here for some reason.
She looked at his tie.
Clearly he was left-handed like me because of the tie pin, but that doesn't really seem relevant.
Estella then had a thought.
If he was investigating something, and the killer killed him for getting too close, then he must have the evidence somewhere. Like the hotel room.
She looked through his pockets, finally finding the key to the room.
That'll be useful later.
She then noticed something strange. She looked closely at his skin.
Judging from his skin complexion, he seems to have had a rash and a fever recently, which may have led to his death. And he was sick before he died. Interesting.
She then smelled the air.
God, there is a strange smell in the air. Even I don't like it, and I'm usually used to that smell. But wait, it's not even the smell of death, it's something else.
Estella went through her mind thinking of what it smelled like.
Wait, it's Nightshade. He's been poisoned by Nightshade.
Powder came round the door.
Nightshade? Didn't you say that was a poison? I thought you were calling the police. They're on their way.
Yes, how did he die of Nightshade? What was the scream? Nightshade usually takes 1 to 3 days to kill the victim. How did he get here?
Powder nodded, looking around.
The scream doesn't make sense.
Exactly. The scream wasn't produced by this man. It was a woman.
Estella then noticed something.
3 sets of footprints.
Yeah, 3 sets. That's what you said,
said Powder, nodding. Estella got to her feet, beginning to pace around, pointing things out.
What if the killer gave the man Nightshade? Probably in the hotel. It was probably in the tea he was drinking. Then, the killer wanted to make sure before he died he didn't work out everything he needed. So they followed him to this house where he died. The killer then probably wanted to get rid of the body and the evidence. However, before they could do that, someone, probably just a passerby, found the body and the killer trying to get rid of it. So the killer has no other choice than to kill them. Look at the dust pattern. There has been a clear struggle between two people. And look,
Estella led Powder to the back door, which was also open with 2 long lines cut through the dust. Powder frowned.
What does this mean?
it means they were either killed or knocked out and then dragged outside, probably into a car and taken away.
But doesn't that mean we're now in the same position?
We'll be fine.
How can you tell that?
I can't. It was a clever lie to shut you up. You called the police, right?
Yes, they'll be here any second.
The police suddenly arrived. Estella nodded.
Any second finally lives up to the promise.
Yeah, this isn't good, Estella.
When they burst in, they yelled for them to put their hands up. They complied because they had guns, and they, of course, did not. Powder quickly put her hands up, however, Estella was slower, being completely calm. One of the police officers looked at the body.
Did you remove his wallet and phone?
Yes, I was looking for evidence for who could have done this, and I may have got an idea of what happened. You can thank me later.
But now you're a suspect.
That's hardly a way to say thank you for doing your job for you. The victim is Rodney Jackson. He is a private investigator, and he died from nightshade poison. However, there might be a lot more to it than that if you're willing to listen. If I were you, I would investigate anyone he was investigating and treat them as suspects.
The police officers shouted.
You will have to come to the station with us.
Fine. It would be easier to give you everything I have at the station.
They guided them outside, beginning their own investigation, closing off the house with yellow tape as other police cars and investigators arrived. They were put in police cars, which started driving them to the station. Powder was looking worried.
Jesus. Estella.
She looked over.
What?
No. You don't get to what me. We've just been arrested.
No, we haven't. We've been detained for questioning. All we must do is tell the truth and don't be an idiot. Not being an idiot will be a challenge for you, but you're not capable of lying, so it'll be easy for you.
This is not a joke, Estella. We interfered in an investigation.
I helped the investigation. The difference should be quite clear.
They didn't ask you to. You contaminated a crime scene.
I did no such thing. I helped. The seagull on the beach doesn't ask for you to buy chips for it to steal, and yet it helps.
Yeah, whatever that means.
What that means is, shut up and listen to me. Don't worry, Powder. Everything is going to be fine. Without us, there wouldn't be a case. They should be thanking us.
And what if they think it's us and arrest us?
Then they're morons. Just relax. Everything is going to be fine. Just tell the truth, and this will be quick and easy.
Better hope. I mean, you got us into this, and I expect you to get us back out of it.
When they arrived at the station, they were put into separate rooms, and Estella was going to be questioned first, because she seemed to know what was going on, so she was a key witness. They sat in front of her. Before they could say anything, Estella said,
If you are going to try any manipulation tactics with me, it won't work. I have trained myself against them, and they are not needed. I am going to tell you the truth, no matter what you do.
We are aware. We have looked at your record of arrests.
Yes, I have a record. However, I would never murder anyone. Not in this idiotic way.
What do you mean?
He died of nightshade poisoning. That means he would have suffered for days. I wouldn't bother with the suffering. Now you know it couldn't have been us, because nightshade takes days to kill someone. So how could we have done it? Unless we were following him. And what would be the point in that? However, the real killer did follow them, to make sure the man didn't get too close to the truth.
What do you mean by that?
He was a private investigator. He was investigating the killer, obviously. And the conclusion to the killer was obvious.
Why do you think the killer followed the victim?
We heard a scream of a woman. I believe the killer was trying to move the body and someone found them. So they were dealt with by the killer, in a way I can imagine you can guess.
So you think they have another victim?
I think they have a lot.
Why?
The investigator wasn't looking into them for no reason.
How do you know he was a private investigator?
I found his card, and I met him before in a hotel a few days ago.
Did he seem sick or dying at the time?
Not that I noticed.
What did you talk about?
He gave me his business card, seeing I liked looking into mysteries.
Interesting.
The detective nodded.
Okay, we know you know a lot about the human body, and you have helped us a lot. And you did look at the body before we arrived. However, you don't have a motive, so you are not a suspect. However, we need to know if you saw anyone around the house before you arrived.
Negative.
Why did you look at the body?
I wanted to know how he died, obviously.
And why are you wearing the mask?
Unrelated.
Okay, it does say on your record about the mask, so everything you have said checks out. Thank you for talking to us.
They left the room. They were a little scared because she was so calm and collected, but didn't see her as a suspect. When they entered Powder's room, she was more worried, which they had come to expect from a person who had seen a dead body for the first time.
It's okay, Powder. We just have a few questions for you.
Okay.
We have spoken to your friend Estella. She's quite a character, isn't she? And are a little worried. She seemed remarkably calm for seeing a dead body.
She is pretty much always calm. That's kind of one of her traits.
Do you think that is because she did it?
No, she's been with me the whole day. Almost the whole week. She couldn't have done this.
Okay. She said how she had met him before. Would it have been possible for her to slip him something?
No. And I don't see why she would do that.
Did you see anyone around the house before finding the body?
No, but we weren't really looking for anyone. We were more concerned with the screaming we heard. We saw some footprints, but no people.
Now, you were the person who phoned the police, so you didn't see what Estella was doing, correct?
No, I could see her through one of the windows. She just rolled him over and looked through his wallet, getting information.
Why didn't she call the police?
I think she just wanted to be helpful to you guys.
Yes, and she was. We are now investigating this, and you two will be released from the station.
Thank you.
An hour later, the police had made sure they didn't do it, and they were released. Estella and Powder walked down the steps.
We were released very quick. Of course, it's not a first time for me.
It is for me. Why were you looking at the body?
To help the police, and it isn't illegal to do so. Probably.
It's called tampering with a crime scene. It makes you look like the murderer.
It wouldn't make sense for the murderer to do all of that with Nightshade, then call the police. Even they realize that they're not that stupid.
Lucky for you, the police saw that.
They went round the corner, seeing Ava waiting for them.
Come on, get in,
she said, looking annoyed. They got in her car and started driving to the college. Ava shook her head.
Now I'm going to believe that you two were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't think you did anything wrong.
No, we didn't. We helped the police. Out there somewhere is a murderer.
Yes, there is, but you are not looking for them. You will stop this now. You found a dead body. That's enough for you.
Fine.
As Estella lied to her, they arrived at the college. Ava let them out.
Now go to your room and stay there.
They nodded, going inside. They went up to their room. Estella got into her roomwear, saying,
Well, wasn't that interesting?
Interesting? Are you serious? We found a dead body.
I'm aware, and I think there is a serial killer out there, and I think we need to investigate. 2 and probably more people are dead. We can't just let that stand.
Powder looked shocked.
Investigate? We can't do that. We need to leave it to the police.
The police? No. This is the first interesting thing to have happened to me since I've arrived, and I can't let it go. Can I at least put evidence together not to do anything with, just to have fun?
Powder considered this.
Fine. Put evidence together. But just do it for your own entertainment. We're not investigating properly.
That'll be good enough. For now.
Powder went into the kitchen, finding their cupboards had been filled with food. She pulled out a packet of tortellini, smiling to herself. It was just what she needed after the day she had. She started cooking them, then went back into the bedroom, seeing Estella putting photos and notes on a large whiteboard.
There, I can leave the food alone now. Thanks for that.
You're welcome, or whatever.
Said Estella, not really listening. Powder went to the middle of the room to see what she was doing.
Why are you setting up a serial killer's Pinterest board?
Because I'm getting the evidence together, why don't you ever listen to me? I don't know what Pinterest is, and I don't care for it.
Powder shook her head.
You're worrying me, Estella.
What worries you doesn't matter to me.
This dead body, this investigation, none of it has anything to do with us. We shouldn't even have been there.
But we were there, and that means it has something to do with us. It has everything to do with us.
No, it doesn't. We should just leave it to the pros and the people who actually know what they're doing.
Estella turned around so fast, Powder was surprised she didn't get whiplash.
I am a pro, and I know exactly what I'm doing. I was born for this shit.
No, you weren't.
Estella went over to her drawer.
You don't believe me? You want me to prove it to you? Fine, I'll prove it to you!
Estella, what are you doing?
I'll tell you what I'm doing.
She grabbed a few boxes, slamming them down on her bed. She grabbed one, opening it.
This is a kit to dissect any corpse, including human.
She opened another box.
This is a kit to scrub down a room for prints.
She went over to her bookcase, grabbing a book.
This is a book about different poisons.
She grabbed another book.
This is a book about different knife and gun wounds. It even tells you how to tell which bullet a person has been shot by without removing it.
She removed another.
This is a book about different unsolved murders around the world.
All right. You've made your point.
She placed the books on her desk because she needed to read them.
I told you I was born for this shit!
No, you just trained for this.
Same thing. So I deserve a chance to do this.
Powder went over to the kitchen.
We'll talk about it over dinner.
Estella looked at her board.
Yes, we will. Soon, you'll see it my way.
They sat on the table outside eating their dinner.
Thank you for the tortellini. Now I honestly believe that I can do this. This is interesting to me, and I can do it. I know I can do it.
If this was so interesting to you, then why not become a police officer? Or a crime investigator?
I would love to. However, I can't.
Why?
I have a large criminal record. They wouldn't take me. Apparently, if you have a record, you can't become a cop. But the moment you become one, you no longer have a record, and you can be as corrupt as you want.
That's just how the world works. And we need to change that. However, that is not the conversation we are having right now.
Estella nodded.
Yeah, we are talking about the fact there is a killer out there, and I will catch them.
No, you won't. If you go out there investigating, all you'll be doing is getting in the way of the police and making it harder for them to do their jobs.
However, I could help them.
It's not your place.
I believe it is.
That's because you believe the world revolves around you.
It does. I found that body, so it's my case.
No, it isn't.
They ate their food. Then Powder stood up, picking up their plates, then went to the kitchen, washing them up, thinking of how scared she was, not of the fact there was a murder somewhere, but because Estella wanted to find them. When she entered the main room, Estella was getting changed into her nightwear, just being her sports bra and shorts.
Are you okay, Estella?
I'm fine. I know I get obsessive with things that I shouldn't. When my mind gets a thought, I have to go with it, or I go more insane. So, I am going to distract myself with sleep.
I have a better way.
Estella laid down.
What is it?
Games!
No, that's a diversion, not a distraction.
That's okay. I'll go to sleep in a few hours. First, I'm going to play some games.
Fine, I don't care. Get off my side.
She rolled over. Powder stepped back, then started playing games. After 15 minutes, Estella came over sitting down.
Oh, hello. Are you okay?
I can't sleep. Maybe you're right about this whole video game distraction thing.
Maybe.
We won't invite Jeff. He's probably asleep.
Fair.
They started playing together.
Are you not going to cover up? Is that your annoying way of telling me you're uncomfortable?
No. No, I'm just wondering if you're cold. Wearing just a sports bra.
Nope, not cold at all.
Estella, what are you doing?
I learned that if you hold straw or hay or whatever, cows, pigs, and sheep follow. Chickens don't, but that's stupid.
So, what are you doing?
I built a pen, and I'm going to put them inside, then wait for them to breed and produce them for food.
That's a good idea. However, you can breed them by feeding them hay and they'll reproduce.
She did it.
Oh, that's even easier. They've invented artificial insemination in the form of food.
You can also dye the sheep colors. Then, when they mate together, the colors will mix.
Estella looked confused.
That's not how that works. That's like if a human dyed their hair blue and had sex with a man with black hair, the child would be born with dark blue hair.
Yeah, that's totally how that works.
Please tell me you're joking. If not, I'm throwing you off that balcony, and I can easily blame it on an accident.
Yes, I'm kidding. I'm not that stupid.
You really could have fooled me.
Oh, hilarious.
A few minutes later, Powder said,
By the way, if you pick up eggs and throw them at the ground, chickens will be born.
Why aren't they following the hay? It's annoying me.
They follow seeds.
Oh,
She got seeds and they followed her.
there we go. Now I have chickens.
She then tried to get some sheep.
Come here, you fucker. Oh, why?
A dog had killed all her sheep.
Why would you do that?
She hid it, which was a mistake. 4 of them started trying to kill her.
Oh God, they've all become hellhounds. They are killing me!
Powder laughed.
You could have tamed them.
Oh, that would have been good. Why did they go bad?
You hit one.
They killed my sheep. I was just resetting the balance.
That doesn't work in games.
That's unfortunate. I need to change my lifestyle in games. God, that's annoying.
When they were finished with their game, they turned the game off and went to sleep. Estella laid awake still wondering who had killed in the college. End of chapter 27.